Patriots Nation, we've got a loaded show out of Foxborough today, so lock in. There's a serious situation brewing on the coaching staff, a quiet piece becoming the brain of this offensive line, an unexpected shakeup in the backfield, and a huge wave of love coming straight from NFL fans across the country. All of this touches the locker room, this season, and what we call the Patriot way. Are you really ready to be surprised? You're not going to believe what we've got today. So sit back, hit that like button, and let's dive straight into it. Let's start on the sideline because this could reshape the New England Patriots defense. While everyone keeps their eyes on Maye, the offense and the new-look O-line, there's a quiet storyline around the defensive play sheet. Tyrell Williams, one of Mike Vrabel's most trusted guys for years, is away from the team undergoing treatment for prostate cancer. Beyond the human side, which comes first, it raises a harsh football question. If he can't fully return, who becomes the brain of this defense going forward? Right now, inside linebackers coach Zach Kuhr is calling plays. And given everything that could have gone wrong, he's holding it down well. But the league doesn't wait. The season moves fast, and Vrabel knows that if he has to make a bigger move, he can't live on improvisation forever. That's where a name floating in reports starts to gain traction: Shane Bowen. Bowen was Vrabel's defensive coordinator in Tennessee and helped build that physical, aggressive unit that stuffed the run and made quarterbacks miserable while the Titans grabbed the number 1 seed in the AFC. More recently, he ran the defense for the New York Giants. It ended badly. He was fired after a brutal loss, but the personal and professional connection with Vrabel is still very real, and that matters. Now picture this in Foxborough. Vrabel as head coach, Tyrell Williams back in some role, Kuhr growing with more responsibility, and, if needed, Bowen walking in to put his fingerprints on the unit. That's basically a super group of defensive minds. At the same time, it's delicate. Nobody in Patriots Nation wants to see Williams lose his spot because of a health battle. Fans respect what he's done and what he's still fighting through. So the mood right now is a mix of hope that Tyrell comes back strong, appreciation for the job Kuhr is doing, and a growing buzz about a possible Vrabel-Bowen reunion if the situation calls for it. With Bowen, Vrabel would have someone who speaks the same language and already knows his standard. So I'll throw it to you. Would you roll with what you've got, betting on Williams' recovery, or bring Bowen in if that opportunity hits the table? While everyone keeps talking about the defense, there's a transformation happening on offense that could define not only how well Maye is protected, but the entire future of this Patriots offensive line. And if you're not paying attention to this name yet, you should. Garrett Bradbury is turning into one of the most influential pieces in that locker room. That changes the way we look at this rebuilt O-line. Yes, Will Campbell came in as the number 4 overall pick. Morgan Moses brought veteran stability. Jared Wilson became a surprise starter on the left side. Onwenu held down his spot on the right. But something different is happening in the middle. Bradbury, who basically arrived as a forgotten guy after being let go in Minnesota, is giving Maye exactly what he needed: intelligence, calm, and no catastrophic mistakes. 0 sacks allowed, 0 penalties. A level of pass protection graded as one of the best seasons of his career. That's the kind of detail that changes games when you've got a young quarterback trying to dial in his internal clock, snap timing, and pre-snap reads in a league that punishes every tiny error. And his impact doesn't stop there. Vidarian Lowe, now with the massive responsibility of replacing Will Campbell at left tackle, said it plainly. Bradbury is one of the smartest players he's ever been around. Coming from a guy playing to cash in on his next free agency, that is no small compliment. A center who lines you up, talks you through the stunt, warns you about the twist, and points out the disguised front before the snap can change careers. It changes confidence in that huddle, but there's tension that Patriots Nation can't ignore. Even with how well he's playing, Bradbury is already being mentioned in early cap casualty projections. The team could save almost $5 million by moving on. That would open the door to sliding Jared Wilson, who's been starting at guard, back to his natural position at center while they search for a new left guard. Helpful from a cap standpoint? Sure. But is it worth messing with the chemistry of a group that finally brought some peace to Maye's pocket? That's the real debate. As that discussion heats up, one thing is crystal clear. Bradbury is no longer just the guy filling in for David Andrews. He's become a reference point, a voice, and a technical anchor for this offense. And the wild part is, that's still not the most surprising development of the day. In the middle of this whole vibe of growth, rebuilding, and rising expectations in Foxborough, a move in the backfield grabbed attention, not because of its immediate impact on Sundays, but because of what it says about planning, depth, and the constant push to keep this offense on schedule. The Patriots placed Craig Reynolds, a recent addition to the practice squad, on the practice squad injured list. That pretty much ends his season before he ever had a real chance to show what he could do here. For a guy who's bounced around the league, that's a brutal blow. But it also opens a window for another piece to step into the light, Jashawn Corbin. Corbin, who had already flashed some juice in practices and limited action, now has a real shot to carve out a role. He's got burst, good initial vision, and the ability to squeeze out yards in tight situations. For a developing offense, especially one built around a young quarterback, having a back who can break the first tackle and turn dead plays into positive gains is huge. And Reynolds' story shines a light on something bigger. This is a player who fought like crazy just to stay in the league, bouncing between rosters and practice squads until he finally earned some snaps in the NFL. His arrival in New England felt like one more shot to prove he could contribute. The injury slams that chapter shut in a bitter way, and fans feel that. It's hard not to respect a player who has to fight every day just to keep his dream alive. But the NFL is ruthless, and when one door closes, another one really does open. Corbin now steps into a situation where the rotation behind the starter still isn't locked in. Ramondre Stevenson is clearly the lead back. Behind him, there is room. And when there's room in an offense run by Mike Vrabel, a coach who loves backs that do the little things right, protect the ball, and handle their blocking assignments, anything can happen. On one side, you've got real disappointment for Reynolds' situation. On the other, real excitement about Corbin stepping into a bigger opportunity. It's the kind of small move that doesn't shake the league on day one, but quietly sets the stage for bigger adjustments down the road. And hold on, because what comes next is even bigger. Remember when everyone said Drake Maye was walking into New England carrying a weight almost impossible to handle? The Brady shadow, national skepticism, all that talk of can he really handle this? Well, reality looks very different right now. The guy is running away with the Pro Bowl voting. And that's not just technical recognition. That's the NFL fan base screaming, yeah, this kid is for real, and he's putting the Patriots back on the map. That flips the narrative around this franchise. The voting numbers say everything. Maye piling up more than 60,000 votes, sitting ahead of hyped-up names like Jackson Smith-Njigba, and even a proven veteran like Matthew Stafford. The most symbolic part isn't just that he's in front. It's the gap. It's the feeling that for the first time in a long time, an offensive player from the New England Patriots is back in the conversation among the most popular in the league, and in a fun, exciting way. And when he talks, you can tell he gets it. He thanks the fans, talks about how Patriots Nation shows up everywhere and how the fan base travels, takes over road stadiums, and turns away games into almost neutral site atmospheres. He even jokes about Will Campbell's thick Louisiana accent and pokes fun at his own Southern roots. That kind of presence connects. It builds a bond. Fans watch that and think, yeah, that's my quarterback. Inside the locker room, a quarterback getting that level of recognition brings confidence, but also responsibility. Every vote is a reminder that there's no room to relax. Every snap at Gillette Stadium now comes with an expectation of a show. That can be the fuel this offense needs to keep pushing forward, cleaning up details, sharpening chemistry, and tightening timing on routes, protections, and reads. So when you see Drake Maye leading the Pro Bowl voting, it's not just a number on a graphic. It's a clear signal that the rest of the league is starting to look at the Patriots again with respect, curiosity, and more, a little bit of fear about what this thing could become over the next few years. Free agents see that, coaches around the league see that, and it changes how people talk about coming to Foxborough. The truth is, every move we've talked about today reveals a different Patriots team, more mature, more self-aware, and, at the same time, hungrier than ever. The possible shuffle on defense, Bradbury's rise, Corbin's new opportunity, and the wave of recognition for Drake Maye all point to a team rebuilding its identity and its hope. Patriots Nation can feel it in the air. And you, as a fan, know we're just getting started. Now I want to hear from you. Which one of these stories hit you the hardest today? Drop your take in the comments, smash that like button, share this with another Pats fan, and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss a single step of this new era in Foxborough. This is how a rebuild quietly turns into a real playoff push.